Hey guys, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 22 chat.
Episode 25 is a triple eviction, baby.
It's a triple eviction, baby. I like the attention to detail there. I wish they would have saved some of that energy for later.
Do you like when the old guy says baby?
I do. How do you know he's old? Ageist. Anyway, last time.
How can I be an ageist? I'm old.
Well, you're not old. Last time, Cody did not use the veto because ya basic. So he left Kevin and David up on the block, and when this episode got started, Cody was being a real dick to David. And that was only a taste of the dick he's been.
I can't believe Cody and David were sitting in the HOH room. Actually, David was sitting, Cody was reclining on the bed, saying, "Now, I want you to explain to me why you went for the money."
It's just the way that he talks to David. It's not just Cody, a lot of them. Just the way that they talk to David. They wouldn't talk to anybody else like that.
No.
But they're like, he's a rookie. Like, we can say whatever we want and be super condescending. It's just like, nah.
You know what? He's probably one of the same a-holes who is in Greek life and is guilty of, like, hazing and...
Yeah, that kind of vibe. But anyway,
no.
I applaud David for taking the money because I think it was the right choice for him.
It was absolutely the right choice for him.
Yeah.
So now Kevin's going on the apology tour. It's his last effort to stay in the house.
He knows if he's going to be staying, he needs to get Cody's approval for this to happen.
And I hated that Kevin did this. I
absolutely I understand why he did it, and he had to do it, but it still sucked to see him be like, thanks for connecting with me. Like, I'm sorry that I came at you, blah, blah, blah.
And Cody was, I want to say he was like 45% dickish about it.
No, I watched the conversation, and I thought...
Like, I felt like he really thought he was deserving of this when it was kind of like he deserved the original, beatdown. I feel
like they did not show a lot of this conversation because this was like another half hour, 45-minute conversation. Yeah. And Cody was also taking the blame for that conversation going off the rails. And, they didn't really show that here.
I didn't see the feeds.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what
on the
they
feeds,
showed on here,
Cody was like, no, like, it was my fault, too. So he was definitely shouldering some of the blame there. But basically, Kevin was like, could you, like, be neutral? Could we be cool? No. Cody's not going to be neutral.
No.
He's not.
All right, so we're treated to another Dr. Will video. This time, the robe was cinched a little bit more. That was a good thing. I was a little, I was thinking, okay, this is a little safer. It's a little bit safer.
I'm happy for you.
I just want to know, did he shoot all of his stuff?
I think he shot it all on the same day. Because I think, especially like for COVID reasons, you come in, you do your thing, and you get out. They're not bringing him back multiple days.
That's probably how it would have happened anyway, even without COVID.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to pay him for one day, you know?
He's going to get scale for one day.
This is a one-day event.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dr. Will said you got to think 3 moves ahead. That's all he said, basically. And I was just so disgusted. I was like, well, isn't this the icing and the cherry on top of an already shit sandwich?
Yeah. They
took it away from us.
They're basically spoiling the triple eviction. Like, what are you doing? I was so excited just to see their reactions to the triple. And they spoil it, like, days in advance. And they didn't come right out and say, like, it's a triple eviction. But, like, people were putting the pieces together.
Some of them.
David and Memphis were like, hey,
it's probably a triple, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. And everybody else is like, maybe it's a triple fast forward or
well, they were like, maybe it's an early eviction, like, on Tuesday night or whatever. And then a double on Thursday. But no, it's all in one night, baby.
They can't possibly do it all live in one night.
Oh, but they can. So, yeah, that did at least, silver lining, cause a little bit of scrambling that day when they found out for a few hours.
You know what? They took the freaking feeds away from us this season.
Mm-hmm.
They took this away from us this season. And they took away all of the interesting players in the beginning.
You
this
can
season.
blame the other players for that.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, this season is pretty much a total write-off.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty rough. I mean, what's worse, this or 10?
I mean, I'm grateful
9.
that we got. Yeah, how could you say that about 10? I'm grateful that we got anything during the pandemic, but
this,
it's been rough to watch. But
you know
I mean, it's something. We got something.
It's better to have loved and lost. Well, I'm not so sure. It's better to have had this season than none.
Ugh, yikes. Okay, well, anyway, at least the committee is starting to feel some type of way. Maybe they're finally gonna go after each other. Maybe.
All right, so Julie's all like, let's keep it a secret, right? Just a little bit longer. Julie, we know what you did. We know.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so they kind of like spoiled it basically and let the house guys know. I'm not saying that part. Okay. I'm not Big Brother production.
Oh.
So
Al the alien.
We don't have a giant TV screen back there. Chill, girl. Chill, lady. So
stay right there, lady.
Yeah, so they kind of blew it by hinting ahead of time. But at the same time, it wasn't confirmed that there was going to be a triple. Thank you, sir, for licking my friend. It wasn't confirmed.
Hey, she can get an OnlyFans for that.
So, no offense to OnlyFans workers. It's just not for me. But anyway, so, you know, we already know that they kind of like blew it the other day. But it wasn't confirmed that it was a triple.
No, they didn't get the absolute, okay, it's a triple eviction. Baby.
Yeah, so Big Brother's plan here is to set this up with the house guests and make them think that it's just, you know, a typical old double eviction, baby.
Is that why they had that old high school curtain hanging in the backyard?
Best in show.
Yeah.
The Mayflower Dog Show.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's playing it off like it's a double eviction. They're like, oh my God! So then it's time to get this thing going, get the eviction speeches from Kevin and David.
Kevin says, Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
I can help you game. Keep me.
Yeah, Kevin kept it very game related for the most part, and he was making a pretty good case, but like, this has already been decided. It's been decided for days. David got up next. He said...
I don't know where David got his information from, but it was absolutely wrong.
David, his heart was in the right place, but his stats were incorrect.
He said... he was the second African American to make it to jury.
But that's not true. Can you stop licking the floor, Bo? Yeah, so it wasn't true. Like, there have been others. And I'm not saying, like... What am I trying to say here?
The dog's really going to town on that chair.
I'm not saying that, like, oh, there's been so many other African American men. I'm just saying... like,
Kevin, David, get your facts right.
Yeah, it was wrong. But anyway, yeah, so he's very proud of that, and, keep me in the game. Okay.
Yep. So they had the vote, and it was unanimous.
No surprises here.
Kevin was evicted.
6-0.
I love that he was like, let's hug on finale night.
Oh! Didn't he also, like, tell people not to hug him, like, at one of the nomination ceremonies or something? Because he doesn't want any, like, fake hugs.
I don't blame him.
Did.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either, yeah. I don't see an issue with that. But, yeah, he was like, let's hug on finale night. And I was thinking to myself, like, are there going to be hugs on finale night, though? Because, like, they're not all in the same quarantine, so...
well, they're all still quarantined, though.
But not in the same quarantine.
I don't know what the hell finale night's gonna look like.
I don't know. But anyway.
Maybe at the after party.
What after party?
They're not gonna have an after party like they usually do?
I don't know that that's acceptable.
Maybe everyone will have a 15-minute test beforehand.
I don't know. But anyway.
They got rid of it in 15 minutes.
If only. So yeah, it's time for Kevin's interview with Julie.
Yes. And Julie said, why no hugs, Kevin?
Because I don't like these people. No, he said, I don't want any fake hugs.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Julie said, hey, you didn't get any pity votes. Why not?
Because everybody's afraid to freaking fart in this house.
It's the new school playing of voting with the house and not wanting to stand out or stand up for yourself. Or that's how you get on the jury.
It's a bummer.
Yes. So he recognizes that it was his time and that it was so different from his first time on the show.
Yeah, I mean, the first season that he was on, he didn't go up on the block until like the very end. And he was in the Power Alliance, so
he didn't
really
have to do a damn thing.
Yeah. This time, though, 5 times up on the block. That
agony.
Sucks. So then Julie was asking him about the now infamous pre-nominations conversation.
With Cody.
Yeah.
And
did you threaten him?
Did you threaten Cody? Are you threatening him?
Yeah. He was like, basically saying, if you put me up, you're not getting my jury vote.
Julie, Kevin's just awkward, okay?
That's not how he meant it to come across.
No.
So he says.
And Julie said, Kevin, you are wonderful. All of your conversations in the house, we played them for everyone. And Kevin is like, oh, you did? Kevin, do you know what the live feeds are?
No, but I think he means like he didn't realize
show?
that it made it to the show.
Okay. Well, they did, and people were inspired by them. Yes, we were. Kevin, you're wonderful. You're just not good at Big Brother.
Yeah. All right. So then it was time for goodbye messages. Dani told him, look, I'm the only one that wanted you to stay this week, but I was part of a big alliance, and I couldn't make it happen.
Okay.
He was very touched by the messages.
Yeah, they were sweet. He's grateful for the experience. He had a wonderfully agonizing time.
I was glad to see him come back, even though it was equally, well, maybe not equally, but it was very agonizing for us to watch all of
his bad reads.
Yeah. It was tough.
All right.
But I was happy to see him come back.
Well, it's time for the HOH competition.
So it's questions and answers.
All about wonderful Dr. Will.
Okay. This is all about Dr. Will's messages for the house guests. So
two sentence messages.
Basically.
What can you glean from that?
Yeah.
Well, about 7 questions, right? So it's true or false questions about Will. It's a single elimination. That means if you get one question wrong, you're out. So Dani and Tyler were out first. Not after the first question, or was it?
Just the first one's out.
Yeah, the first one's out. And then Memphis ended up winning HOH.
Oh boy, this is Memphis' 3rd HOH this season. Who would have thought that he would be such a comp beast this season?
Not me.
I was not expecting that.
Not me. Not that Cabbage Patch Kid. All right, so...
This was pretty much like the most boring person that could have won HOH because he's probably one of the only ones that still wanted to stay loyal to the committee and target David.
Right.
So he decided, all right, I'm going to nominate David and Nicole.
I'm surprised he didn't nominate David and Christmas.
No, he's close to Christmas.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think also Nicole hasn't won anything yet. So he's probably thinking, like, what are the chances she's going to win HOH and, like, come after me for doing that? So he was like, no, I'm putting
So is that why he didn't put up Dani?
I think it's also because he wanted David to go. Right. He didn't want to be the one to go against the committee.
Right.
He wants to leave that for somebody else. So he wanted David out.
That seems to be a theme this season.
Yeah. So
I'll leave that for somebody else.
You know, freaking... How sad is it that Nicole is like a good pawn in this situation when she's a former winner?
She should have been voted out.
Yeah. So anyway...
All right, it's time for the veto comp.
Okay.
Ice in your veins. Enzo and Cody were not playing. We didn't get to see the...
I know.
No time for that.
No, there wasn't.
So, it was a veto puzzle, a veto fire puzzle. You had to go across the balance beam. One time. I was like, are you kidding? Yeah. It's like, okay, breathe.
Are you shitting me?
If you breathe and you exhale, that's the competition.
Yeah.
So you had to turn around your puzzle and put it together and then go back across the balance beam.
And hit your buzzer.
And hit the buzzer. That was lame. And I know, like, we're under a time crunch and everything, but...
I think considering it's a triple eviction, it was fine. You know?
Okay.
They can't be doing, like, the wall during a triple.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was a photo finish.
Sort of. So, like, Christmas went first. She hit her
Right.
buzzer, but she was wrong, so she had to go back.
Right.
And then, as she was coming back, Nicole was also going to hit her buzzer, and it was super close. And Nicole actually hit her buzzer first, and then Julie was like, Christmas, you're the one. I was like,
we
wait,
were like,
what? But it turns out that Nicole's puzzle was incorrect. Which
Yes.
means...
We didn't plan that, by the way.
No, we didn't. But Christmas was the winner of the veto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
So then it's time for quick little talks with Christmas. Nicole was like,
Use
please
it on
use
me.
it. Yeah, please use it on me, please.
And if,
but she also
if
said,
you don't use it on me, vote,
at
don't vote
least
me out.
vote for me to stay.
Right.
And Christmas was like, okay.
Yeah. And Memphis starts talking to Christmas, and we go to commercial break.
You know, we really wanted to see that conversation.
Yeah, we did. I was
But there's
like,
only so much they can do.
are they going to go back and show that? No.
Maybe on Sunday or Monday.
Doubt it.
Maybe on Monday.
Doubt it, unless it's
What
got
else are they
something-
going to show? Yeah, so, all
right. You mean Monday. Yeah.
yeah,
You just said
I
Monday.
I corrected myself.
Okay.
But
You
anyway.
self-corrected.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's time for the pleadings. Nicole said, save me.
Mm-hmm.
And David said, do what's best for your game.
Yeah.
But-
Now, this was interesting
Yeah.
because a few days ago, Nicole and Christmas had a conversation, and Nicole was like, Christmas, if you're up on the block and I win the veto, I'll save you. And she
Right.
asked if Christmas would do the same for her. And at the time, Christmas said yes. But she wasn't telling the truth because later she joked about it and laughed about it with Memphis. And she was like, I'm not saving Nicole.
Yeah.
So here is this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right here in front of
And-
us. And Christmas was like, I'm not using the veto.
I thought her reason was kind of weird because
Yeah.
the game is too freaky, and Memphis told me not to.
Basically, she was saying, Memphis told me not to, so I'm not.
I would have loved it if she had said, Memphis told me not to, but I did anyway. I miss me.
Oh my god,
Haven.
genius. Is that going to be in the puppet show?
Ooh.
I don't know. But anyway. Yeah.
Don't tip your hand, girl.
Yeah. We know that Christmas's number one target was Dani.
Mm-hmm.
But Memphis did not want to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
if he's not putting up Dani, she's like, okay, I guess I'm leaving nominations the same.
Right. All right. So Julie checks in and ruins the surprise.
Oh my god! Are you freaking kidding me? So they have this whole ploy that they're telling them that it's a double eviction so that they can get the reaction later. But guess what? When Julie comes back to talk to them, she's all like, hey, Houseguest, get your asses in the living room. Christmas is already standing in front of the monitor and sees the screen behind Julie flashing triple eviction.
And she goes, triple eviction. And everybody's like, what?
Yeah, what?
And Julie says, nothing. She's waiting for the producer in her ear to say, like, abort,
God.
abort, get out of there.
Like, was she supposed to say it then because they figured it out, or just like, wait?
So there was, like, dead silence.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm sure they were freaking out in the control room. Like, that's a
Yeah.
major blunder.
yeah.
That's so bad. That was one of the highlights of the episode, honestly.
Yeah, there's a couple highlights.
I have, like, a top 3 highlights.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys them
That
when we
was
get
one
to
of
them.
them.
That was definitely one of them.
All right, so now we get to the pleadings.
They're all freaking out.
Nicole says, I don't know if we should have seen the triple thing.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I got nothing else to say, so there.
David, rookie wants to stay. Rookie wants to play.
Okay.
Rookie got evicted. Oh, David. Okay, these freaking idiots evicted David, the rookie, over Nicole, the former winner.
But it was a vote of 3 2.
Oh my god! Okay, this was the other
This was another highlight
of the episode. I was like, you know what? It's so sad that just these 2 votes against Nicole are the highlight of the episode.
But Tyler went in first. Christmas went in first and voted against Nicole.
I was like, you know what? I could see that because she's been saying she wants Dani and Nicole out, and if she can't get Dani, then she'll try and get Nicole.
And we went, oh, what?
And you were like, oh, what? And then Tyler also voted against her, and we were like, wait, what? Because, like, I know also, like, Tyler targeting Dani and Nicole. If he can't get Dani, he's going to get Nicole.
And then our only hope, Enzo, goes in there and is like, meow, meow, meow.
Now,
David.
wait. Thanks for flashing the screen in the back. So, like, we've seen all season Enzo being like, oh, we got to start making big moves, yo. That's it. We got to make big moves. Come on, that's it. What's going on here? That's it. And
meow, meow.
Again, Enzo.
Perfect opportunity
To make a big move here and get out Nicole, who he's always like, oh, she's a champion. Like, she hasn't won anything this season, yo. Like, what is she even doing? Like, we got to get out of here. She's dangerous.
Nope. He blew it. Straight to hell.
Are you kidding me? Like, that was so lame. It was
Guns
so lame.
blazing straight to hell.
So lame.
All right. So then David's evicted, and he's also no hugs.
I like how they had everybody's masks laid out, like, next to the door, and you take yours.
Why didn't they just give them, like leave one fresh mask there for who was ever leaving?
Maybe they were different
all
sizes
the same.
or something.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I think you're overthinking it.
I don't know. Why do they have so many there? I don't know.
So then David comes, he doesn't come out right away, but they show everybody in the house for an extended period of time, and I'm like, oh wow, they're taking a long time to set up that
the interview.
And
but also, like, everybody's freaking out because they're like, oh my god, it's triple. What's going on here?
They are crapping.
Were we supposed to see that?
A collective brick because they did not talk about amongst themselves who they were going to be targeting.
No, well, like, they did, but
it
all depends on who wins HOH.
Yeah.
Also, I think Nicole's just like, holy crap, there were 2 votes against me. Like, who's done this?
Yes. So David joins Julie.
She's like, hey, took you a few minutes to get out here. Were you crying or something?
Were you a moshi?
Yes, Julie. He was upset. Thanks a lot.
So Julie wants to know, why the hell did you come back? Well, Julie, I think you probably asked him, number 1. And number 2...
Well, she gave a bunch of different reasons, and he said all of those. Like, he wanted to prove that he could play. He was making a statement.
And he wanted money.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he does not regret taking the $10,000.
Nor should he.
Exactly.
Honestly, he still would have been targeted even if he did not go for the money.
And Julie said, oh, you preempted my words of wisdom. That is that you should not live life without regret. You should not live life with regret.
Yeah, okay.
Did you notice that there was no Julie's words of wisdom at the end?
There was just too much excitement tonight.
She got it in the beginning.
Yeah.
She's like, you ruined my...
She said, I don't have to do this later. I already crossed it off my to-do list.
All right, so...
I'm waiting for her to be like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Yes. He said it was very frustrating to get blamed for voting Ian out.
Yeah.
When he did not.
Yeah.
And he's proud of his gameplay, so that's at least one person.
He had a lot of really great things to say about his experience and how much fun he had. So I'm glad that
he had fun.
Yes, I'm glad that even though people were
freaking
crapping on him the whole time, at least he still had a good time, had a positive experience. Like, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Will he be friends with Memphis after the game?
I mean, he was hanging out with, like, Jack and Jackson after last season.
Yeah, but he didn't play with them.
I mean, yeah, sort of.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. All right.
That was awful.
Well, anyway.
All right, so Julie says, scumbags against the wall. No, she says, congratulations.
She said, we kind of blew it.
I didn't.
It is a triple.
They did. I didn't do anything.
And they're still like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because they were still thinking, like, there's no way that they could do it all in one night. So maybe it's like a triple for the week, and then they were going to do another eviction like in a day or two. But no, it's all tonight, baby.
Yep. So now it's time for the next HOH competition. And I was wondering how they were going to do this, and I figured that they probably were going to reuse the setups.
The Q&A, yeah.
So it's another Q&A, but this time it's all about you, baby.
Whoa. Okay, some of these questions were reaching.
Like, what color were Dr. Will's slippers?
No, not even. These were all questions about, like, the order that things happen. And it, like, started out okay. Like, it made sense. Like, the questions they were asking.
Right.
Again, like, they had to answer true or false about the statements that Julie was saying. And single elimination. If you got it wrong, you're out. But then there was that one question that was like...
Did I say, what was it?
I can't remember what the phrases were.
Yeah.
But honestly, we would not do well in this competition.
Like dreaded or something like, I don't know.
I don't know. But she was asking, like, did I say this or this first tonight?
Did I say this word or this word
Yeah,
first?
so it was a little bit like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Imagine being in that competition. I would just be like...
Yeah, so Nicole, Enzo, and Dani were all out on the same question.
It was a huge wipeout.
Huge wipeout. And then Tyler ended up winning HOH.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, we can work with this.
Were we? I don't know. I feel like I would not have been happy pretty much almost no matter what.
Who would you have been happy with?
No one? I don't know. I don't know.
Like I've been saying for the past week, have you ever been happy after a double
Most
eviction?
of the time, no. Oh, you know who I was rooting for in that competition? Dani. Not necessarily because I'm, like, a fan of hers and, like, rooting for her right now, but, like, I'm sick of these same people, like, getting what they want every single time. And yes, she's with Cody and Nicole, but, like, I can't stand Christmas. Like, she's too much. But anyway,
okay.
that's who I was rooting for.
You can't stand her in the game.
Correct. I don't know her in real life. I don't know her in real
Exactly.
life. I only know what I've seen on the show.
And TMZ.
Anyway,
all right, so Dani and Tyler have a chat.
Dani's like, like, I was never coming after you, Tyler. Really? Because he knows that you were the whole time. Not the whole time, but, like, lately. Like, when she put him up on the block, and, like, all this time she was planting seeds about him. So Tyler was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Then Nicole, she was like, am I your target? Like, am I going up?
No. Sorry about the vote. I didn't.
Yeah, Nicole is aware that Tyler voted for her to go. So she's like, oh, shit. Here we go again.
No, but then she's like, oh, I don't care. I don't care about that.
She was basically like, well, what is she going to say? F you.
Yeah.
So she knows she's probably going up on the block with Dani. So she's basically like, okay, Dani's your target, right? And then she's
but
like,
what about if Dani comes off?
Am I your target? And Tyler was like, no. Yeah, she is. If Dani comes down, oh, hell yeah. But Dani is the number one target here. Okay, so.
All right. So Tyler does, in fact, nominate Dani and Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole said, I feel like I'm in a nightmare. And I was like, good. Now you know what we've been going through.
For how long now? Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
POV time.
Memphis is the only one not playing.
It's called Feet to the Fire.
Okay, again, same set. I'm with it. Whatever you need to do.
This time, they made it a little bit more difficult. You had to cross the balance beam one at a time, transferring your fire veto pieces to the other side, solving the puzzle, and then coming back.
Puzzle.
Right. And then coming back and hitting the buzzer.
Okay, if you fall off the balance beam,
you're out.
You're out.
Mm-hmm. So Christmas was out first.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed this. And
Nicole took a spill.
All right, so I missed Nicole's wipeout. You know what? I love a good wipeout. And
she's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, she didn't get hurt.
Okay.
So I missed out.
So Tyler won the veto. Could you get more boring? I'm sorry, but it was so boring and so predictable. So Tyler won the veto. Like, he's not going to take anybody off. It's time for the speeches.
Nicole's like, I got nothing. Take us off.
Dani was like, I know you're not going to use it. So she was like, Tennessee and Dom, like, I yearn for you.
So Tyler doesn't use the veto.
It was just like a weird choice.
It was kind of weird. It was really weird.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah. Tyler does not use the veto. Big surprise there.
All right, so we come back from commercial break, and Nicole and Dani are crying in the other room.
Well, I want to mention, too, like, Tyler took the opportunity to say, like, why he put them up. So he said, Dani, you've been planting seeds about me. Nicole, you didn't bring this information back to me. So that's why you're up. Okay.
Does that matter? Who cares? All right, so Nicole and Dani are crying, talking about, I just want to show you where all my clothes are so that if I get eliminated, you'll know what to pack for me.
Well, Dani was also like, you know what to do. Like, if you're the one staying, you know what to do. Go after Christmas first.
Mm.
Christmas and Tyler. Okay, she's setting her up.
I want to know, were those real tears or were those some fake-ass tears like they cried for Ian?
I feel like they were real from Dani because she knew, like, she's probably in trouble here. Nicole, she's been setting Dani up for this for a while now, so I don't know. Maybe she was just feeling guilty. Maybe it was real tears because she was like, oh, crap, I'm losing another jury vote.
Yeah.
But maybe not because it's not like she voted Dani out since they were on the block together, but, like, I'm sure Dani will get info in the jury house about how Nicole was throwing her under the bus.
I don't want to do anything that's going to benefit her game anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Nicole,
time for the speeches.
I don't have anything.
I don't know what to say.
Everyone's awesome.
Okay, this was another one of my favorite moments when Dani stood up and she was like, Nicole says she doesn't know what to say. Well, I do. And she was like, Tyler and Christmas, you have a final two. Christmas, you had one of the powers. We know now. Right. And then she said, if I stay, I'm going after Tyler and Christmas, so keep me around. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's not going to do anything, but it was fun.
No. All right, so now the vote is unanimous, 4-0 that Dani is evicted. And
this was one of my other favorite moments. Dani leaving. She gave hugs to, I think, everyone except for Christmas. So Christmas was, like, standing next to the door, like, and Dani was like, so then...
And Christmas goes, oh, so it's going to be personal?
And Dani on the way out was like, I guess it is.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we had a little fun, right? A little bit of fun.
3 iotas of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so Memphis...
We're waiting for the Julie and Dani interview.
...is laying on the living room floor like he was just in a crime scene.
I don't know if he messed up his back or if he was, like, out of breath.
He said, I'm exhausted. I almost didn't make it through the last competition.
I guess it was his back because, like, he didn't play in the second POV, so I don't think he was, like, out of breath from that, right? I hope he's okay, but, like, yeah. Okay, time for Julie and Dani.
Dani does not like Christmas at all.
Oh! Well, then she kind of backtracked because Julie was like, wait a second. I just need to tell you, they're all in there right now, or at least some of them, saying that you're a legend. And Dani was like,
oh, well, I kind of like her a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, my
Sometimes.
God. Yeah. Well, Tyler, he knows that Dani is actually, like, a really good player. So he was like, she's probably the best player that I've ever gone up against.
And I could see everybody else like...
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Dani said, she was like, girls, girls, girls.
Well, she's talking about Christmas, and she's saying...
Yeah. And then played with the guys. Hello? What have you been doing?
I will admit, yes, Christmas has been playing like that, but, like, so is Dani, so is Nicole.
That's it.
Come on.
That's it.
That's it.
She was really shocked and hurt that Cody did not throw her a pity vote. Girl, he's been trying to get you out.
Yeah, he has been throwing Dani under the bus for a while now. And, like, you really don't expect Nicole and Cody to be super tight. They played together before. You know what that does to people.
But don't you know the first rule of Big Brother? You don't come to make friends. You don't come here to make friends. You come here
she
to
was
play
like
a game.
You know, she would be staying up late at night all the time talking game with Cody, and she thought that was it. But no.
You got.
They got that season 16 thing going. And not just that, but Nicole also played with Pauly.
Right.
So she's like an honorary member of that family.
Calafiore.
Yeah.
Does she make out with the dad too?
I'm moving on. Okay. So anyway, yeah,
right.
Dani was shooketh that Cody did not vote for her to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, wait until she sees some stuff back.
Okay.
All
right. Then she drops the bomb that if it wasn't for Tyler wanting to leave, she wouldn't have turned against him, and she wouldn't be
she
here
didn't
now.
respect that. This is an all-star season.
Yeah, she didn't respect Tyler.
Okay, but like, I don't understand why everybody online was like, oh, like she called out Tyler wanting to quit. But like, that was on the show. It wasn't like.
Yeah.
But I guess on the show they didn't really show that like he was gonna do it, and the show was like, you're not allowed to do that. They just made it seem like it was Davon's fault for saying that Bailey wanted Tyler's head on a silver platter or whatever. So like, I don't know.
That if you don't watch the feeds, you don't know what the hell happened there. So.
I watched the feeds. I don't know what the hell happened there because that was, all the
that was
feed
when
outages
the feeds
and
were
stuff.
down. Yeah.
Or just like not showing us the conversations between Tyler and Christmas, but whatever.
Well, Dani had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Ian had a lot of fun after he finds out how much fun you had making fun of him, Dani.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Julie didn't call her out for that.
Well, at first I thought she was going to, because she like started asking her. I can't remember exactly what she was going to ask her, but like the way that she was like pausing and then like going to say it, I was like, whoa, is she going to like bring up Ian right now or something? But she didn't.
No.
So,
she Enzo'd.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious if they're going to bring that up on the finale or not.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not.
And I'm not saying that it was all Dani, because it was
No.
mostly Memphis, and Dani would chime in.
But they're still in the house.
Right.
We're just talking about because Dani was
Yeah.
eliminated.
Because Memphis is the number one offender there.
Absolutely.
I just want to make that known so nobody's like, why aren't you...
Well, we are.
Why aren't you dogging Memphis?
We are.
We are big time. Okay, but anyway.
You could add Cody into that, too.
I would say out of that group, Cody was like the least...
Really?
In that... Because it was Memphis, Dani, Nicole, and Cody in the room.
Mm-hmm. I would say that Nicole was the least.
She was laughing her head off.
I'm not sure if that was a nervous laugh or
A nervous laugh was like, ha 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 ha. This was like,
Oh.
Yeah, it was a lot. But anyway, yeah. Moving back to this.
Okay.
Um,
Dani said she had the most fun, and
I think Dani's
Julie's
really regretting not pushing for Ian to stay. That was
Yeah.
such a pivotal moment in the game.
Mm-hmm.
She could have gotten on board with Nicole, saved Ian, gotten rid of Tyler, and then the committee would go after each other. Things could have been different, but
Karma's a bitch.
yeah. I mean, Dani made a lot of bad choices this season. I mean, picking Nicole over Janelle to work with, that's a big mistake.
That's a big one.
I don't know. There were a lot of things that...
Well, Julie loved it. She said, "You play hard, lady."
Oh, lady.
I've never heard her say man or sir or gentleman for the
I don't
guys.
know.
The ladies are all just like...
It'd be funny if she called the
ladies.
guys sir.
Sir.
Like, you wait right there, sir.
Yeah, but she doesn't.
No.
Not that there've been that many guys who've been
Yeah,
eliminated,
really.
but... All right, so guess what? No more Sundays. You're off the hook. You can choose not to enjoy football on Sundays like we will. Not be.
All right. Well, anyway, Julie lets the Houseguest know you guys are the final 6. There will not be anyone returning. So it's going to be one of you bozos.
Oh, by the way, they're not just getting rid of Sundays. It's moved to Monday.
On Mondays now.
Yeah.
So it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
What'd you think overall of the double eviction?
You mean the triple?
What'd you think of the triple eviction?
I saw it on the screen.
I know.
I thought it was, it would have been more fun if the house would have not been so single-sided. Mm-hmm. But,
yeah, I like the idea of the triple.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I was going to say 100%. One word, predictable.
We've been asking for a triple for the longest time because we loved it on Canada.
But I like that they made it 2 full...
Yes.
rotations, you know what I mean?
Double,
Instead of
double.
just having 3 nominees and getting rid of 2 people, because that
Yes.
seems like so ugh. You know, at
Yeah.
least everybody had more of a fair chance in this one.
Right.
But,
hope,
it was predictable.
I hope if the show continues that they will bring back the triple.
Yeah.
Because it's a good time.
I have to say, I kept my expectations really low going into this, so I'm not as upset as I would normally be after one of these things.
But it's not like you're like, woo, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm just like, whatever. It's another week. Got rid of 3 people.
Yeah.
Let's just wrap this up. I don't even know who to root for at this point. Because before I was like, okay, once, like, Kevin and David are gone, I'll root for, like, Enzo, maybe Dani. Now Dani's gone.
I guess it's Enzo.
But then I was like, oh,
Enzo
freaking blew it
with
again. Like, he's all talk.
He is all talk.
So, like, I don't even feel like rooting for him. I'm almost at this point, like, you know what? F it. Nicole should win because that's what they deserve.
Maybe.
I don't even know at this point.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. I feel like it's either Enzo or Nicole.
That's it.
What a turn of
All right.
events.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah. And till tomorrow.
Much love.